The bad news in tractor-trailer cases is they tend to do a great deal of damage because they are massive vehicles, hard to stop, a lot of inertia, and they tend to hurt people very badly. And in many cases, the tractor-trailer cases I've dealt with have ended up killing people. No matter where your case is along the way, if you're helping your family with the loss of a relative through a tractor-trailer case, or you yourself were injured, I'm happy to help you in that case understand everything that needs to be done. The good news in tractor-trailer cases is that typically there is a substantial commercial policy that can pay all the damages. So what needs to be done in those cases is the damages need to be shored up. We need to know what they are. We need to maximize that because, as I tell everyone, you get one chance to get the maximum compensation possible, and that's it. You don't get to go back to court. You don't get to come back years later and say, hey, it was worse than I thought. We have to make sure that the case put forward for you is the maximum damages case, and that every single dollar that you need to be compensated is garnered for you. How do we do that? Well, typically, pain and suffering is the largest component of any personal injury claim. That means that, of course, your medical bills are going to be paid. Of course, the time out of work is going to be paid. But the real thing that is the largest chunk of damages that a lot of people don't understand is that pain and suffering. That's the sleepless nights, the surgery recovery, the broken bones, the swelling, the pounding headaches, the throbbing back, whatever it is. That's the biggest portion of most any personal injury claim, particularly serious ones. If you had a loved one who suffered immensely before they died, we need to, again, shore up those damages. And you might say, well, it's subjective. How do you prove that? Well, we prove it with pain and suffering diaries, with affidavits from individuals that saw the pain and suffering of the individual. We also scan through the medical records and see what the medical care providers noted. What did the ambulance people say? All of those things require an attorney who's done this for decades to help figure out what needs to be done, and who also knows, like I do, having tried these cases out in courts before. I've tried numerous criminal and civil cases over the last 27 plus years. I know how this works. I know what I need to be able to prove it up to a jury, to make sure that if we cannot settle the case and take it to trial, that we get the maximum amount of money that is available and that is warranted. That is what I work for. That is what I work toward. I take a contingency fee. I get paid out of the monies that are either settled or won in judgment, so you don't have to pony any money up to me for my fees in order to get my help and all of the things I've learned over these last decades of trial practice. If you have questions, problems, concerns, I'm here. You just have to pick up the phone and call me. I'll return your call. I'll talk to you. I'll bring you in my office. I'll make sure you understand any and everything we're doing and why. And I'll bring to bear all the resources I have and all the experience I've garnered over all these decades of practice. I'm here for you. You just have to reach out to me.